The film begins with Freddy Krueger trapped in hell, furious because the parents of Springwood managed to free their children from his psychotic influence, rendering him powerless and unable to escape. Determined to be remembered and feared, Freddy finds Jason in hell and disguises himself as Jason's mother, Pamela, convincing him to come back to life and head to Springwood to kill teenagers. While Jason agrees to kill, Freddy plans to take the blame for Jason's crimes, thus ensuring his own escape. Hey, I'm sure everyone who loves movies and is in their 20s or older has already seen Freddy vs. Jason. This movie was a big hit back in the day, and it's the one I'll be summarizing today. So if you've watched it, let me know in the comments. But before I continue with today's summary, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to the channel so you can receive the best movie recaps. Jason arrives on Elm Street and sneaks into the former home of Nancy Thompson and Jesse Walsh, now owned by Laurie Campbell and her widowed father. While Laurie and her friends Kia, Gib, Blake, and Trey are at the house, Jason brutally murders Trey with his axe, folding him in half. The group is taken in for questioning. Overhearing several police officers discussing Freddy, Laurie falls asleep and has a nightmare about him, allowing him to regain some of his powers. Freddy then tries to attack Blake. However, he can't harm him, so he decides to step back for a while and let Jason have some fun. Blake wakes up to find his father decapitated beside him and is killed by Jason moments later. To avoid raising suspicion about Freddy's existence, the police claim that Blake killed Trey and his father before committing suicide. Laurie has recurring dreams about Freddy and tells Kia and Gib about them. She reunites with her boyfriend, Will Rollins, and his friend Mark, who were locked up in Weston Hills Asylum, but escaped after hearing about the murders on Elm Street. During a rave party, Gib falls asleep and has a dream where Freddy attacks her, taking on the form of the late Trey to lure her into a trap. Another rave attendee tries to assault her, but Jason shows up and kills both of them, leaving Freddy furious as he realizes that Jason won't stop killing and that the public is becoming more afraid of Jason than of him. Jason goes on a killing spree at the rave, slaughtering several people. Will, Laurie, Kia, and two classmates, Freeberg and Lindemann, manage to escape and meet up with Stubbs. The group devises a plan to defeat Freddy and Jason. They will take Jason back to Crystal Lake, and Laurie will pull Freddy into the real world to face Jason. In the real world, Freddy will be vulnerable, and Jason, in his territory at Crystal Lake, will have the advantage, thus no longer terrorizing Springwood. Freddy kills Mark, leaving a bloody message on his back that says, "Freddy's back," and then possesses Freeberg's body to prevent the group from taking Hypnosil, a drug that would keep them awake and dreamless. Jason electrocutes Stubbs and faces off against Freddy in Freeberg's body, who injects Jason with 2 tranquilizer syringes. Jason splits Freeberg in half before passing out. Inside Freddy's dream world, Jason realizes he's been tricked and confronts Freddy. Initially, Freddy believes Jason fears nothing, making him impossible to kill even in the dream world, combined with his invincibility in the real world. But Freddy accidentally discovers Jason's fear of water and exploits it by transforming him back into a child, taking him into a nightmare from his childhood and starting to drown him. Before Freddy can kill Jason, Laurie enters the dream world and interrupts the fight, causing Jason to wake up and attack the group, who are now at Crystal Lake. Furious, Freddy tries to kill Laurie and reveals that he was the one who killed her mother, but she wakes up and drags him into a burning cabin in the real world. Jason, still partially paralyzed by his fear of fire, turns his attention to Freddy and strikes him before throwing him through the burning roof of the cabin. Laurie, Will, Kia, and Lindemann try to escape, but Lindemann is injured and dies shortly after. Kia tries to save Laurie and Will from Freddy, but is suddenly killed by Jason. Freddy and Jason continue their battle, and Laurie decides to stay until Freddy is dead. Although Freddy is no match for Jason's physical strength, he injures him severely due to his superior speed. During the fight, Laurie and Will ignite the gas tanks on the dock to blow up both Freddy and Jason. By that point, Jason has already lost 4 fingers and his eyes. As the fire starts to spread, Jason rips Freddy's arm off with his claws, and Freddy stabs Jason in the heart with the machete. The resulting explosion throws them into the lake. Freddy returns and tries to kill Laurie with Jason's machete. Jason, although seemingly dead, defeats Freddy by stabbing him with his own claws before falling into Crystal Lake. It's unclear whether Jason did this to continue fighting Freddy or for some other reason, perhaps to save Laurie after she had saved him earlier. Laurie grabs Jason's machete as Freddy kneels helplessly on the dock. She yells at Freddy, "Welcome to my world, bitch!" and then uses the machete to decapitate Freddy, tossing the machete into the sinking Jason. Laurie and Will leave, but the next morning, Jason emerges from the water, holding his machete and Freddy's decapitated head. Freddy winks at the audience and lets out a maniacal laugh, leaving the outcome ambiguous. Hey, what rating would you give this movie from 0 to 10? Write it in the comments, and don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our latest reviews. We want to hear your thoughts. Did you root for Freddy or Jason? And do you think that ending sets up a potential rematch? Let us know what you think. Also, check out our other reviews for more classic horror battles, and as always, stay tuned for more epic movie breakdowns and thrilling content. See you in the next one.